I don't usually do this at the start of a video.
What?
But today I wanted to try something different. Let's call it a desperate man's last plea. If you know you've watched my content at least more than once and you actually enjoyed it, I think you owe me a subscribe. Your subscription allows you to see more of my content, and it also encourages me to put more effort knowing that more people are going to watch it. So that's just what I wanted to say. Let's get straight into the video. Hey Gameheads, it's no new thing that you guys love offline games, and that's why as a good host I'm coming to you out today bringing the top 10 best new offline games to play in the month of August. Let's start off with number 10, Flame Keeper. It's an action roguelike where you play as a little flame guy named Igni. The goal is to free his world from darkness. Nothing too deep, but it works. It got that usual roguelike stuff. You collect flame orbs that double as your health, and when you die, you go back to square one. But it does try to mix things up with different zones, each with their own enemy types and layout. The visuals are pretty nice and the combat looks decent. There's also this kind of Mario World vibe in the way the zones are set up. I haven't properly played this one myself, so I can't say too much about it. But it looks like something that might be worth checking out. It's available on Android and iOS, though it is not free but paid. Next up is Playtime Chapter 4. Yeah, that very popular horror series where, if I'm being honest, I still have no idea what's really going on. I just know it's popular and apparently very scary. This time around, the enemies take a turn, moving away from the usual creepy teddy bear aesthetic to a more Yanbei creature style. A bit odd, but sure. Now, I'm not a big horror fan, and I think that has been made pretty clear at this point. But people who are into that kind of thing probably already know that Playtime is all about it. This fourth installment may look weird, but has some genuinely creepy moments from the trailer that I saw. It's available on both Android and iOS, and it is paid. Next up is Metro 2055. It's a survival game with a top-down isometric view system set in a post-apocalyptic world, because of course it is. There's quite a lot going on for it. I like the overall vibe and aesthetics. It's gritty but clean, the graphics are decent, and the storyline seems interesting enough to keep me going. That said, the fact that it is free does make me a little cautious. You know how that goes sometimes. But to be fair, I've actually had some good things about it, especially from the people who enjoy survival games. Apparently it brings some things that are fresh to the table. It's available on Android and iOS, and yeah, like I said, it is free. Following up, we have Shogun Shodown, a game I actually came across while making the last video on the channel. It's from Crunchyroll, and yeah, it blends quite a few genres into it. It's a roguelike turn-based card action game, all wrapped in pixel art style and set in what looks like ancient Japan, which I mean should have been obvious from the name. You go through different biomes, each packed with enemies, and when you die, you start over as a classic roguelike. The gameplay focuses on tile-based strategy. You move across horizontal tiles to dodge attack, build combos, and use your deck. Yeah, it's also a deck builder, I failed to mention that earlier, to pull off different moves. There's actually a decent amount of things going on here, and the mechanics do seem tight. Visually it looks great with gorgeous pixel art graphics, and if you already got a Crunchyroll account, this might be worth a try. Alright, continuing on, we have Wargroove 2. This one is published by Chocofish, the same folks that brought Wild Frost last year. It's a turn-based tactical game that leans heavily into strategy. You can play solo, go local in co-op multiplayer, or even jump online with up to 4 players. The core gameplay takes place on a 2D grid-based map where you gather resources and spend them on units. Each unit works in a rock, paper, scissors system where one counters the other, and so on. Classic turn-based stuff. Visually it looks solid, and yeah, this is the follow-up to a pretty well received Wargroove 1. If you're into turn-based tactical game, this one is definitely worth a look. It's available on Android and iOS, and it is paid. Alright, continuing the list, we've got Bloomtown. It is an adventure-style pixel retro game with turn-based combat and even some monster cartoon elements baked into it. Yeah, it's packed with content. You play as a little girl and her brother visiting their grumpy grandfather in the town of Bloomtown. It sounds chill until the kids start to go missing. What follows is an investigation that leads into demons, traces of the occult, and a bunch of strange things. Get that? All while you're capturing monsters and using them in battles. It's a weird one. The premise leans dark, but the visuals are the complete opposite. Cozy, colorful, and surprisingly bright. I actually kind of find this one endearing. It feels fresh, so if it clicks with you too, it's available on Android and iOS. Whether it's free or not is still a bit of a mystery to me. Next up is Greek Memory of Azur. I actually mentioned this one in the last video that I made, and I said I will give it a try, which I did. It turns out it's a very good game. Tough, but amazing nonetheless. For those who didn't catch the last video, use this opportunity to check it out. It's worth a watch. Memory of Azur is a beautifully designed platformer with puzzle elements where you play as 3 siblings, each with their own abilities. You start off as the younger brother, then eventually link up with their sister, and later the elder brother as the story unfolds. Each one brings a different ability to solve puzzles and navigate the world with. The game is set in Azur, a peaceful land now overrun by creeping darkness called the Blight, along with some hostile foes from the northern land. Visually, it's stunning, the story is immersive, the world is rich. Combat, it could use some tweaking, but it does the job, and on Android, it runs super smooth, even up to 120 frames. Definitely one I recommend. It's available on both Android and iOS, and yeah, it's a paid game. Fate Reawakened is next, a remaster of a long old console game from way back in 2005. It kind of pulls all the earlier Fate games and wraps them in one big collection. Now, personally, I'm way too young to know what those games from that era were even like, so I don't have that nostalgia attachment. But still, this looks quite good. I like that old school action RPG vibe it's going for. You can do a bunch of stuff, crafting, fishing, dungeon crawling, chatting with NPCs, the usual. The plot doesn't seem to be the main focus here. It feels more like a chill, nostalgic sandbox kind of thing, just doing your own thing how you want. But I may be wrong, I haven't played it yet. Reviews have been pretty mixed, but if you are curious, there's a free demo, maybe give it a go. Alright, next up is a Monsters Expedition. This is a very cute, colorful puzzle game where you play as a monster on a journey to uncover the history of humanity, one island at a time. The core gameplay revolves around pushing down trees to build paths between islands. It kind of works like one of those old school sliding puzzle pieces where one wrong move can really mess you up. It got that Rubik's Cube level of weight, what did I just do, but in a chill way. The vibe here is pretty relaxing, the visuals are clean and beautiful, and the whole thing leans into exploration and soft storytelling. If you're into that kind of slow, thoughtful adventure style games, it's available on Android and iOS, and it's a paid game. And honestly, it's kind of underrated on Android. Okay, finishing things off, we've got something a little different, an unofficial port of Deltarune. Now, if you are deep into the console gaming universe, you've probably heard of Undertale, that iconic indie game that, yes, I still haven't played. And if you haven't played Undertale, I recommend checking it out first before even diving into Deltarune, which is from the same developer and has been releasing it in parts over the years. For the first time, I came across an unofficial way to play Deltarune on mobile, and yep, it works. At least I haven't tested it out yet, but I believe so. The game itself is very much Undertale coded, same quirky energy, clever writing, and unique battle system. People have called it a RPG masterpiece, and honestly, I don't even want to undersell it by trying to explain what it is. If you know, you know. Chapter 1 through 4 are currently playable via this port, and I will drop the link in the description so you can check it out yourself. And with that, we are done with today's list of offline games, and to be real with you, I'm actually getting a bit tired of offline games at this point, but if you guys still want more, just let me know in the comment section. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I would like you to like, subscribe, and really share my videos if you are enjoying the channel and want it to stay afloat, because that's the only way I stay encouraged to keep doing this. I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's your host P-Doc, thanks for watching, and I'm out though.